That is Old Soul by Johnny Easton. You should definitely look it up because it is quite good. Fade to the full shot. Good evening and welcome to Field Talk. I am the Field, also known as Field of Bears, and I just got the intro right for the very first time. So, if you remember from the writing hangs before, something I would do is read the entire progress on Oso Grande and then get into our little yellow notebook of things to do. This time, I have pre-recorded it, so let me know what you think about that. Hello there, Beardos. I'm going to wait for you guys to catch up on the lag. Where am I? Let's find. Non-bear acts. Haha, there it is. Networking Bear, it is going great, I hope. Guys, let me know how the audio sounds. I did some stuff. Well, let's just turn this guy around for you guys just real quick. Change that. This is handy to have, so we can go ahead and transition to that. I put some sleeping bags up on the wall to try and deal with the echo. I don't know if that helps. That is chat from Restream. It does all of my chats in the same place. Beardos, it is pretty awesome. Audio sounds perfect. Well, that's very crispy clean. I like to hear that. So obviously the solution is to turn the sensitivity all the way up, put a noise gate on there, and jam it into my mouth like I was a gay guy. Alright, so if you guys want to hear the pre-recorded stuff on Oso Grande right now, type in starvation. If you don't, type in genocide. Which reminds me, I did not get the intro right for the first time ever. I forgot to remind you that socialism always ends in starvation and genocide. But I remembered now. And that's the important thing that I didn't forget forever. Always remember that starvation always ends in starvation and genocide. If it sounds like I still have plague, it's because I do. Still, slightly. I'm much better than yesterday, but my sinuses are still really clogged. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and play it then. You guys seem to be on board with that, so... that Oso Grande had room for in his big heart. There was plenty of room left over for salmon and honey, and how to get them. The salmon because it made him strong and healthy, and the honey because it just tasted so gosh darn good. You are correct. I do have my bear stein today. The streams and tributaries, which was fun on its own. But even more fun is a friend, like Donkey Jack happened along to have a chat with him while he did. Nobody knows if he liked the days where he brought home a long stick strung with fish back to the cave better,
How bad is the
or the days
background
when
noise?
all he brought back were the words of one of his many.
How bad is the background noise? What happened to the filter? Noise gate. Pretty loud, pretty loud. Okay. Filters. Noise gate. Noise suppression. Suppression level. Should go higher. It doesn't seem to be doing anything, guys. It was working earlier. Sounds like a steam. Sounds. Oh my goodness. Noise suppression. Alright, does that change anything? Does that. Anything at all? Does that change it? I thought I had this problem solved. No. It's weird. I followed the instructions. Filters. Okay, worse. It's worse. Noise gate. So what if I turn it like that? Is that better? Yeah, it's my computer. You can hear my computer. No, my audio cable does go right next to the computer, though. God darn it. I thought well, this is going terribly. Okay. So I'm on the noise gate. Should I turn it up or down? Do you guys know? Well, looks like I have to actually read it out then. Is that the deal? Okay, turn the noise suppression up like that. Did that do anything? Alright, gain down. Alright, I've turned my gain down. Compressor. Oh, you think I need to reboot the whole thing? That's alright. Is it bearable? Just okay, I'll leave it there for now then.
Friends. The honey was a bit of a different story, since the only way to get it was to climb the tallest trees in the deep dark woods and take a honeycomb from the beehives up there. The bees didn't much like it when he did that, but Oso Grande had such thick fur and skin that he hardly ever felt a single sting. Unlike fishing, there were no days when Oso Grande set out for honey and came back without any, since the beehives were easy to find. Once he found one, he'd just climb up the tree no matter how tall, and if it was in a special spot, he'd get to enjoy the view that only the birds and squirrels usually see. Oso Grande was happy, Donkey Jack was happy, the squirrels were happy, the bunnies were happy, and everyone was happy. Except there was one thing. One day, when Oso Grande had just gotten himself a nice big chunk of honeycomb, and had watched the most beautiful sunset that he'd seen all day, a bunny, Brittany Keenears was standing at Oso Grande's cave with her bunny arms crossed and tapping her bunny foot.
You're correct, Boulder Bear. That is the recording.
For him. Oso Grande smiled a big-hearted smile to give her a happy greeting. Hello, Brittany. Would you like a piece of honeycomb? It's not fair, she said with a voice as cross as her arms. Oso Grande was puzzled, since he knew everyone liked honey a great deal. So he sat down cross-legged so that he would be just a little bit closer to his little friend and asked, What isn't fair? Is somebody picking on you? Brittany rolled her eyes and sighed as if Oso Grande was just a big dummy, and told him, It's just not fair that you can get honey when the rest of us can't even get close to the beehives. Oso Grande patted Brittany's little head and ruffled her ears a little, and told her, There are lots of things that aren't fair. I can't make the bees not sting you. What I can do is give you some honey, since I love sharing with my friends. And can't you see how that's even more unfair? Don't I like sharing with my friends? How am I supposed to share with you when I can only get the honey from you? Oso Grande was even more puzzled by these puzzling questions, since he knew that Brittany shared lots of things with him. Well, he started, you share blackberries with me, and I like those plenty, so let's call that even. No. Everyone agrees we'd be happier if nobody could get the honey than if we had to get it from you. Everyone? Everyone. Oso Grande was deeply troubled by this revelation, since he had all of the bunnies and many other critters besides in his big heart. He puzzled his puzzler over this puzzling puzzle for a good long while, and he just couldn't see how to make everyone happy and still get to eat his honey. So he handed his whole honeycomb over to Brittany and told her sorrowfully, If it will make everyone happy, then I'll give up my honey, even though I like it terribly. For a long while, Oso Grande would go on long walks and just look at the beehives from the ground, and walk on until he found a big, tall tree without a beehive in it to climb up to the tippy top. There he'd think about how big the deep, dark woods were, and how many critters lived there, and how much he wanted all of them to be happy. Then he wouldn't miss honey all that much anymore, since not having it was making so very many other critters happy. For some reason, though, Oso Grande didn't feel quite so big as he did before. A little while after Oso Grande's walks to climb trees without beehives were happy walks instead of sad ones, another bunny, Liam Hopkinton, was waiting for Oso Grande at his cave, with his bunny arms crossed and his bunny foot tapping. He had to wait a good long while for Oso Grande to amble along with a long stick strung through the gills of 15 big salmon. Liam made himself look as angry as a bunny could look, and said just as angrily, It's just not fair, Oso Grande. Now, Oso Grande liked how well Liam played bunny ball, and was always glad to have him on his team. So seeing the bunny so far from happy that he was angry was a big bit of trouble. Because Oso Grande wanted everyone to be happy, he asked, What's not fair, Liam? Liam glared at Oso Grande as if not knowing why he was mad was just as irritating as why he was mad, and said, It's not fair that you're the only one who can fish. Oso Grande sat down on the ground so that he would be a little bit closer to his little friend, and said with a warm smile, But I'm not the only one who can fish. Eagle Bob and William Wolf fish too. Who cares about Eagle Bob and William Wolf? They're mean anyway. Do you want to be like mean critters, Oso Grande? Oso Grande found himself troubled, since he didn't think either of them to be mean critters. But he had a great deal of trust in Liam. In order to settle the conflict in his head, he asked, What makes you say they're mean? They won't listen to bunnies at all. Gosh, that does sound mean, and I don't want any bunny to think I wouldn't listen. That's why I stopped getting honey. That's why you did that? Well, thanks for listening to the bunny who told you. Oso Grande felt glad that he was appreciated, and thought that giving up honey wasn't so bad after all, and he said so. It wasn't as hard as I thought it would. Liam smiled crookedly and said,
Well, since you listened once, you can listen again. And what I'm asking isn't that much more than what you did already.
Gosh, Liam, I do want to make you and all the bunnies and everyone happy, but I can't stop fishing because that's how I get my salmon.
That's the worst part.
The little bunny bellowed.
We can't even eat the salmon if we could catch it in the first place.
I just don't see why that bothers you then. Liam was losing patience, if he ever had any, as he explained.
Look, we can't eat the salmon, and we can't catch the salmon. It's a double whammy of can't. How do you think we feel saying you do something we just can't? Did you ever think we might want to fish if we could? No, you didn't. Everyone feels like we'd be better off if nobody fished than if it was just you.
Oso Grande was deeply troubled by the thought that he was making everyone unhappy by catching salmon in the streams. But he also knew that salmon was one of the best things for him to eat. On the other hand, he had learned how to live without honey, so he could do the same thing with salmon. The bear racked his brains so hard looking for an answer that Liam was afraid that he might have broken it. But still, he couldn't figure out a way for him to keep fishing for salmon and make everyone happy. Oso Grande sighed a big sigh from the bottom of his big heart and said, If it'll make everyone happy, I'll give up salmon. For some reason, Oso Grande felt a little bit smaller. After he stopped fishing, it took Oso Grande a while to run out of fish, and once that happened, he found himself just a little bit hungry, always. It wasn't as though there was nothing for him to eat, but every meal just lacked something. Eventually, though, Oso Grande got used to it.
Okay. Well, I can't seem to do very much about that now for some reason. Oh, that reminds me, donated. Thank you to. Where are they? Where? Pictures. Captures. What? Wrong. Here we go. Micah. Thank you to Micah for buying me a beer. I will have that later because I still have plague. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Where'd it go? There you are. Okay. So that's not a bad idea. Just a little bit. Just to try and get us through this. Alright, so. Recap. We are doing the rule of 7, which is two incremental 3 section blocks and then 1 large event. We've got the first 2 small increments of the first set in place. Thank you. You can't see the TARDIS or the flask right now, though. I just realized because the camera's in the wrong spot. Probably my internet. It's by a company called Ranch Wi-Fi. It's pretty much the only thing that we can get out here in the middle of nowhere. So that's one of the problems. So anyway, now those are the first of the 2 non-bear acts that I wrote down from our previous streams. Yeah, I can talk to my dad about buying the more bandwidth for it, though. We can do that. Also, our dish is in a really bad spot. It's we had to move it when we put on a new roof. Oh, the bourbon makes my throat feel better. non-bear acts that I wrote down. First one was then abandon a friend, then give up tree climbing, then eat grass, which would cause him to lose his fur, then stay awake for winter, and the seventh one, I still don't know whether I want it to be tragic or not, but that would be to revile bears and say all bears are evil. Networking bear, I am in California. I don't know if I can actually get a fiber optic dedicated thing way the heck out here in Morro Bay, not Morro, what's wrong with me? San Luis Obispo County, in the rural area, like nowhere close to city, well, several miles from the nearest incorporated city. Close. I'm in California. Not a gosh darn ice back. Hey, Hungry Bear. Welcome. Got a Periscope chatter on us. So, as far as I want the next non-bear act, I think, to be give up climbing trees before abandoning a friend, because it works with the narrative of well, not the rabbits, Boulder Bear. The rabbits do not love them. Is the stream having issues, Hungry Bear? Is that the deal? Everyone's getting banned these days, Boulder Bear. I losing or giving up climbing trees works better with the narrative, because that was a kind of like a substitute for getting his honey, because at least he still got to go up there and look at how big and vast the forest is. Yeah, I'm glad you like my plight of being stuck in California with all these insane people ruining my great state. It's like, this state was built off of gold mining. Seriously, how can they mess that up? It's ridiculous. I don't understand it. The literal most capitalistic thing in the world, going into the ground and pulling up gold. And then these weirdos who don't even have kids are going and doing their weird stuff, raising taxes, giving people food stamps and welfare to not work, to not contribute. It's really awful. And it ends up hurting the people that they claim to be helping, but really what they're doing is paying for votes. They don't care about helping anyone. This is a reliable vote. That's it. That's all they want. The rabbits don't love the bears. The rabbits just want... They want the bears to quit scaring the wolves away, because they think the wolves will vote for them. That makes no sense, even in the context of my story, I just realized. Anyway, I think that it works better because it's a substitute for getting the honey, which he did purely, and it's another thing purely for the sake of pleasure. So to lose something that is just pure enjoyment, that takes down the honey and the tree climbing, and so that means he's going to have to talk to Donkey Jack next. And I want you guys to go ahead and shoot me. How do you think Donkey Jack would be reacting to this? Because keep in mind, he is a jackass, and Donkey Jack just does what he wants. Like, he he doesn't care what other people think of him. Really, he cares what he thinks is right and wrong. For some reason, yes, I am at least in northern California. For some reason, I'm not seeing my chat on my window. Reconnect. It's weird. Everything seems to be... My stream health is terrible. The wind is blowing too right now, guys, so that makes it even worse. Huh. I'll see you, Networking Bear. My stream health is really terrible right now. My OBS square is green though for some reason. Both sides. Both sides. Like Loki. I don't know. I mean, like, think about how a jackass is. They're really ornery. Like, they don't let others... Well, they don't like taking orders. They don't like it when you try and lead them around by a rope and they'll fight you the whole way. So, like, think about that for a sec and maybe try and see how those two concepts can mesh. Like the story and the story and the archetype of the jackass, because I want to get that archetype like down pat. I love flat caps. They're way better than ball caps because they don't turn your forehead into a billboard. And you don't have to pay someone else to advertise their stuff on your forehead. So that's what I think about that. Donkey Jack? You mean you think of Donkey Jack as your teenage daughter, Boulder Bear? Oh, that's it's a little bit Boulder Bear. It's kind of troubling that your daughter manipulates you into conflict so that she goes unnoticed. That's kind of scary, actually. I mean, sure, you love them, Boulder Bear, but I think maybe that should be addressed. I don't know. It's like I don't have children, so, or a wife, so I don't know how that works. So I might just be scared over nothing, and Gary is barking at something. It's probably just the neighbor. Yeah, good luck with that. I agree with Alan. see if this is... Oh, good. Now it turned green again. It says I have good stream health now. Alright, so one of the things is our dish is in a bad spot, and it's kind of windy tonight, so the tree branches are moving. And anyone who has dish delivered services know that stuff moving around in front of them is not so great. Well, you know, Boulder Bear, common teenage girl behavior isn't necessarily good teenage girl behavior. I mean, it's like manipulation. That's to me, that's just really terrifying. But it's probably because I'm an autistic person and I can see it happening, and it's like when someone tries to manipulate me, all of the love is just gone. It's like, you just want to use me like a tool? And that's probably just some of my own issues coming through on my opinion on that. So it's like, take that with as much salt as you need, buddy. So... So the deal with having to abandon a friend is yeah, Boulder Bear. I mean, I have my own kind of perspective on things. I don't know what's... My guess is she's like 15. Alan Bearhart. What was I? Where was I? Okay. So the idea is that the rabbits are going to sorta, kinda. The best answers, you know what? Donkey Jack is negative and positive at the same time. Kind of like my background is full of tools of violence and knowledge at the same time. So, what was I thinking? I set it up earlier in the story that Donkey Jack and Oso Grande are friends, they're buddies, pals. So these, but the thing about conforming for social approval is the people who are trying to manipulate you want you to be isolated from real friendship. So if Donkey Jack starts telling Oso Grande that, hey, no, you should you should eat honey if you want, you should fish for salmon if you want, you're a bear, it's what you do. These rabbits shouldn't be telling you how to be yourself. The rabbits aren't exactly going to like that, now are they? And my question is if the conversation like that should be before or after the rabbits convince Oso Grande into quitting to climb trees altogether. Yes, Alan Bearhart. Donkey is a walking contradiction, just like human is a walking contradiction. We are good and evil at the same time. We are peaceful and violent at the same time. We are unbelievably intelligent and incomprehensibly stupid at the same time. That's why I picked a donkey, also because they're ornery. it's fantastic. I actually love the whole reality of duality. After we decide on where this conversation goes, before or after the tree climbing, I want to tell you guys about a vision I have, because this map, I want it to be replaced with something else. So let's see, where do we want that? Yeah, that's understandable. The best answers. My internet is not super great. It works awesome for, download speeds, but upload speeds are a completely different story. I think we're going to have to upgrade to the better one, the $100 a month one. So all three, and then right after. Okay, yeah. Let's write that down. Page. Let's get rid of this page. I need that page. Okay, so Oso Grande. Oso Grande complies again. Jack calls him out. And then the rabbits call Jack toxic. Toxic. That's perfect. Yeah, I think I want someone to make my old just regular logo. I want them to make it look cleaner and less like I drew it, and more like a professional draw person who draws things drew it. Alan Bearhart. Oh, Ken, you missed the entire story. Yeah, the entire story. As well as the decision on where Donkey Jack and Oso Grande have a conversation about why he keeps on going against his own nature in order to appease rabbits who do not have his best interest in mind. So there's that. That's what you missed. Okay, so that's done. It's written down. I won't forget it because I wrote it down. Now, this map. So I was thinking one day about duality, about order and chaos, and so I sketched out just a little idea where upper right quadrant was the upper left quadrant was tyranny, the lower left quadrant was hell, the lower right quadrant was opportunity, and the upper right quadrant was salvation above. There's a... Okay. I got ahead of myself. After that, I had a dream. and in the dream, I saw a gate, a white gate, and there's a river coming out of the gate. But the river forks two ways, and in between the forks